Hello everyone, this is the Masked Analyst. This is a message for Violet Kitty and Shrunken Little Balls. Oh, I'm sorry, that's BigCrystalBalls. But he sure is acting like he's got shrunken little balls. Well, in any case, Violet Kitty has just put up a message saying that she's been stalked for some months now and has been receiving death threats from BigCrystalBalls. Now, I don't agree with everything that Violet Kitty says. I am an atheist slash agnostic, or agnostic slash atheist. I kind of waver between the camps. And I certainly don't believe in her God. And I think that at times she's been overly sensitive to criticism, particularly once CapnOAwesome had called an Atheist Jihad on her, and she was I think she made a little bit more of it than she should have. The captain did this in good, clean fun, I thought. It was a very humorous way of doing this, and she made a little bit too more of it than I thought she should have. But though we have our differences, I do certainly respect her. Now, I looked at the comments that BigCrystalBalls had left on her profile. And when I first looked at them, I just kind of skimmed through them really quickly, and they did indeed look like death threats to me. But on second view, I looked at it a little bit more closely, and it's beginning to look like this guy is a troll. I don't think his threats are serious at all. And here are a few hints. He said to Belinda, amongst the things he says to Belinda is, your name, address, telephone number, sexual preferences, family members, old jobs, medical records, pet ID chips, credit and bank details, church choir boys, dead relatives, etc. I'm watching you. He says he's going to put all these things on the internet. This list of things, including pet ID chips and church choir boys. Now, clearly, this looks to me like it was said in mocking jest, just to annoy. I don't think that this is a really serious threat. But you never can tell. He did end his message with, "Lock your doors, Belinda. Lock up your pets. You are about to be busted." And so one could interpret this as a death threat. I mean, why should she have to lock her doors if this wasn't a threat? And then he made a similar threat to Violet Kitty. He didn't actually spell it out, but I could see where she might interpret this as a death threat, even though I don't think that he or she really intended it to be as such. However, from what I gather from what Violet Kitty was saying, that this is just a small sample of what she's been experiencing over the months, so maybe he has left some threats. And in fact, in my video in which I took her to task, slightly took her to task, or disagreed with her about CapnOAwesome, he made some threats on my video comments and toward her, which I thought were unacceptable. And when I called her on it, she backed down a bit, saying, "Oh no, they're not really death threats." So I think what you have here is a good old-fashioned troll. On the other hand, I could be wrong, and so it certainly doesn't help to carry. It certainly doesn't hurt to carry some protection around, some sort of a weapon. It certainly doesn't hurt to carry one around, even though I don't think you'll be needing it, because you just never know for sure. So I wouldn't get too worried about it, but you never can tell for sure. I do have a message though for BigCrystalBalls. Downright damn immature of what you're doing here, and it also can be kind of foolish for a couple of reasons. No, I don't think that law enforcement is going to come down on you, and I don't think YouTube is going to come down on you. I really don't see that there's likely to be direct consequences. However, there are two possibilities you should be aware of. There was another troll, went by the name of Red Skull, who had kind of a split personality. He seems like a real nice guy on his videos, and then as a joke, though, he left messages on various people's profiles saying that he's going to come over to their house and rape them. And he's now trying to laugh it off as a joke, but well, he evidently made some enemies, and one of them was able to discover his true identity, and they posted it on YouTube. And ever since, his life has been, shall we say, his YouTube experience has been less than enjoyable. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and ask the Red Skull about this incident. There's always a small possibility that you could piss off the wrong person who may have the capabilities of discovering your identity. And I'm sure that Red Skull said, no, that will never happen to me. And I'm sure he thought that there was no chance. But there's always a chance, and you might piss off the wrong person by going after someone like Violet Kitty, who I can tell is somewhat controversial, but she does have over 1,000 subscribers, so she is somewhat popular, and you never can tell what skill someone might have. The other danger is if anything should happen to her, if she were to have an unfortunate, unexplained accident, if she's gone to the authorities about this harassment, and then she has an accident, well, you may become a prime suspect. And you may take measures to hide where you're coming from. There are certain ways to disguise that, to hide your tracks. If the FBI does think that it's worth looking into, they certainly have the capabilities of tracking you down. So, although these two possibilities are somewhat remote, you certainly do open yourself to some consequences that you did not, I'm sure, intend to have happen to you. So just a word of caution, if you think you're impressing anybody, you're not. You impressed me as being probably, I'm going to guess, maybe a 15 or 16-year-old gawky little kid who's not yet grown up. I could be wrong, but that's certainly the way you're behaving. And I condemn what you're doing. Not that you give a damn, but though Violet Kitty and I have our differences, this is not the way to go about expressing them. If you want to mock her, go right ahead. If you want to put up a website poking fun at her or her religion, that's certainly within your constitutional rights. But to make these sort of threats does really go a bit too far, I believe. Well, this has been the Masked Analyst, under and in.